Zizzy Zippy Zipper Zips. And because apparently I would say I got rudely interrupted, but I didn't even get fucking put on, so I cut my shit. An anteater ate Andy Alligator's apples, so angry Andy Alligator ate an anteater's ants. Tit for tat shit. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. I'm one of the hosts. I go by the name of Jazz, or you could call me Super Jazz, SJT.
Super Jazz.
As nature intended. SJJT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And as always, I am joined by the other host of the show.
Oh, you guys know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show. I'm here as well.
And like I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
We let these chips fall where they money 23.
In 2023, is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah. Oh God. So, before we get started, you know what redundant means, right?
Yeah.
Where you do the same thing over and over and over, making the same point as if the point is either not been made or that, you want the point to get across. For whatever reason, you keep saying the same old shit, and it's like, bruh, I get it. So that being said, Bill, Mr. Smith, what's up, man? You called me out on the show after a little bit of, and I'm late to the party. I'm late to the party like a motherfucker. We already talked about that shit. Fashionably late, though. I like this color on me, don't you? All right. Anyway, so I'm late to the party like a motherfucker. Yes, we talked about this. But yo, you called me out a while ago on This Guy Hasn't Seen. Go check it out. TGHS, as they call it sometimes. With this guy who is the host on this show, is also the host over there on Feo Grande, Feo Grande, E on the end of that motherfucker. Yeah. So you called me out, and I was like, yo, my bad. I missed it for a long fucking time because sometimes you all do movies that I haven't seen. I'm one of the guys who hasn't seen this shit. So I don't always watch it just because I love y'all,
Skill
but
issue.
for movies. Okay, cool. So then I get informed, like, oh shit. I said something, Bill want to come on, he want to air out some shit. Okay, cool. So what's up, man? What's up, Bill? What's up, brother? What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. What's good? What's popping, Bill?
And to the other host on the other show. Hi, how are you?
To the other host on the other show, because we know who that is. Like I didn't just say it. To the other host on that show, you just let this happen.
What am I supposed to do? I can't.
You just letting this happen.
I can only compete with the other shows or between the shows so much. I'm on both shows. I'm on both shows. I will make points in favor of either show on either show or on both shows. But yeah, and in favor of our shows, one show is a bit more prepared than the other, may have like an episode or two backlogged or something, you know what I'm saying? To be good, make sure that they're consistent and that they do stuff every week, won't miss no weeks. So there's that. So I get it. So even the public response might be a little delayed. It's okay though. It's okay.
As you said,
because we ain't scared. And they ain't scared. Nobody's scared around here. Cero miedo. I don't care if it's October, okay? I don't care if it's October. Ain't nobody scared, but it's spooky season on the other channel and on the other show. Go watch the spooky stuff. This week, suicide. Anyway.
But yo, Bill, as you said on what's the name? This guy hasn't seen dope ass show, real shit. As you said, and as I keep saying, obviously all jokes.
Ain't nobody scared of you.
And obviously this is all in fun, of course. I love you, brother.
Nobody scared of you.
I'm late than a motherfucker, man. My bad.
Spooky month.
We've been half coordinating, and we need to get you on the show just to talk about whatever, just get you on the show, period.
Spooky month.
Anyway,
all
that being said,
on that other show, we was born in the spooky month. Okay, we don't know nothing but the spooky month.
All that niceness said, you mother. No, I'm just... But hey, while we are on this whole plug-in shows that there's one central host to, you don't watch sports. Somebody started making some everybody watches shorts, and them motherfuckers been getting views. Okay.
Apparently.
Okay. I said, whoever had this idea, I'll drink to that.
Mr. Smith.
That was a good ass idea. I said, y'all got like thumbs up on them. People actually were commenting, and they weren't just commenting they were commenting like, I watched the video comment.
Well, one guy said, I think his name was Donald Biden, said, Jesus loves you.
I saw that shit.
Jesus loves you, heart. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you, Donald Biden. I was just like, that's how I realized that short had been made. I was just like, oh, cool. Oh, hey, it's short. You got a comment on a short. Oh, from Donald Biden. What the? Okay, Jesus loves you. Fair
Donald
enough.
Biden.
Yeah.
As in, like, that's like saying Joe Trump.
Yeah, pretty much. Fusion dance from hell.
Fusion. Huh. Bro, do you understand how fucking ridiculous it is that you have to match your fucking fingertips?
Fake news. You don't need to match your fingertips. You can have it hit whatever angle you want, and it'll be perfect. It'll be the best fusion you ever seen. Believe me. Matching fingertips, little league. I'm about big league. Big Donnie Biden. Big Donnie Biden in the house. Let me tell you something. If you don't think that Big Donnie Biden is the best person in the house, then you ain't black, okay? Let me tell you.
He did say that shit.
Yeah, he said if you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
He did say that shit. Okay. Now do the Joe Biden impersonation.
That was me saying. That's why I changed the voice thing. I don't have a good one. I don't have a impersonation for either of them.
Everybody does Trump, but Joe
everybody
Biden
does Trump.
Yeah.
It was easier to.
Got the little.
No! Turn those lights off. Oh. Thing they use whenever anybody chokes. Like when people choke in sports, because the pressure's too big. A clip they like to use for someone, like, I know a couple of times I've seen it, like Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football, and it's just a clip of Donald Trump like, no, turn those lights off. It's too bright. Turn off the lights. As in,
what is that quote?
Something where the lights were too bright, and he starts telling the crowd to start chanting, "Turn off the lights!"
But that was like lights. Real, like this
that
really
was
happened.
A real thing of Trump doing that. But people use that clip to talk about like someone choking. They're like, "Oh, when the brights, when the lights were the brightest, they couldn't show up." So it's like, "Oh, this guy, whenever it's a primetime game, no, turn those lights off.
So
it's too bright." I've seen it a few times. One example I said was like last year on some Monday Night Football game, Kirk Cousins lost, and my roommate sent me like a tweet that someone had of it literally being Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football. No. Because he, for a while, did not perform good in prime time.
That's like, I guess we haven't gotten into the last few minutes to really do the wrestling, portion, but that's kind of like when Christian said, go F yourself to
fuck yourself.
I'm censoring myself, like we don't say fuck all the time. He said go fuck yourself to Edge, and Edge was probably like, that's what Edge was thinking when he said it.
It cracked me up though, just him Come on, buddy, we should team up. I expected her to say like no or something like that, but just straight up just be go fuck yourself. Oh yes, this week, Title Tuesday. Let's talk about it. Title Tuesday versus NXT. Why not? It's our show.
Usually, we've been waiting to the last about 10-ish minutes to go into the wrestling nuance shit. But
what else would you like to talk about?
We can talk about whatever the fuck.
Exactly. So let's talk about wrestling.
We can talk about how we both need to fucking shave because we both let this shit fucking get out of hand and what the hell.
I definitely need this. Well, I need a shave and a haircut, 2 bits. You know what I'm saying?
What is that? What?
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
What is
Never heard that. You see, I don't know where 2 bits came from, but it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. Even in like Roger Rabbit, you know, remember he's in the bar and he's like, no tomb can resist the old shave and a haircut thing. It's just and Roger's going crazy because he's not doing the at the end of it. And then eventually Roger comes out and he's like, 2 bits. But anyway, shave and a haircut, 2 bits is a thing. You can look it up. I'm not making shit up. Shave and a haircut.
Everybody knows.
But yeah, now why it's shave and a haircut 2 bits, I cannot tell you where that came from. I can only tell you that it is a thing. So much of a thing that it was referenced in a 1980 something movie.
88. Oh shit! See, now I gotta see.
Or was it 1989?
Another year, another summer, another summer. Not another year. It's got to be more like emphatic than just another year. 1988. Holla at your boy. Your boy knows his stuff every now and then. Holla at your boy. What was it? It was June 22nd of 88.
There we go. Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Man, do you understand that there really hasn't been a movie to that level, fusing 2D animation and real life shit that I can think of on a mainstream level that has been like that good? That I can think of. Maybe Space Jam.
All right, so
I'm talking about the quality of the humans and the cartoons in the human world type shit.
I'm not sure.
Don't shit on Space Jam.
Here's the thing, as I'm nostalgic for Space Jam like anybody else. But if we're talking objectively, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a far superior movie.
The quality of acting, yes. Michael Jordan did not do a shitty job, but Michael Jordan can't act. Like, it wasn't terrible, but you know.
But no, and even I liked, because I think one held up better with time. Like, they both look outdated now, but despite the fact that they had like a decade on them when it came to making the movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit aged better than Space Jam. So that's what I'm saying, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Space Jam, even though Roger Rabbit dealt with cartoons.
Yeah.
And it was, kind of rooted in, cartoons, which is, more so for children or whatever, usually, especially around that time before The Simpsons, The Family Guy and shit. Roger Rabbit was a little bit more so family, so it wasn't just kids could get something out of it, but older, like adults could get something out of it too. Space Jam was just for kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I think it didn't age good, is that if you were not of a certain age when it came out, you were like, I don't give a fuck about this movie. But Roger Rabbit, you could have been 6, 16, 26, 36, 46, 56, still liked it.
Well, yeah, and I was also just talking about visually for what you were talking about.
Oh, now see, okay. Now, okay.
In my opinion.
Space Jam did what...
And I could be wrong. I haven't watched Space Jam recently.
Space Jam did what some movies around that time did, like cartoon movies around that time, like late-ish '90s, early 2000s, or whatever. Where every now and then they would have a little bit of CGI in there that they didn't necessarily need, but they would put a CGI. So Space Jam had some CGI moments that were not needed. But then again, they had some CGI moments that are a product of the time, but they worked. Like when Mike Jordan stretches his arm to make the dunk. It looked bad because that was the effects, but it worked for the movie.
Yeah, I can give you that.
So I don't know. That's why I'm like, but okay. Well, if we put those two movies, cartoons in the real world with humans interacting with them, and it looks believable, can we think of any other movies where that like they really did that shit and it semi worked? Looney Tunes back in action, like.
I didn't watch Looney Tunes back in action, but that would be another. Yeah, exactly. That would be a good example to go to if I had watched it, maybe. There are other movies out there. I'm gonna say that there's something out there, but that I can think of. And probably because I'm also blinded by nostalgia. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And Bob Hoskins fucking murdered that role, dude.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they don't, that we'll probably never get another one is crazy because Disney and Warner Brothers are so anti one another. Like even then, they could only get it happening if like Mickey or Bugs shared the exact same amount of screen time, which is why they were always on the screen together. Same thing with Donald and Daffy; they were both together.
Yeah. That's what, like Mickey and Bugs are both like skydiving, and Donald and Daffy are playing dueling pianos.
Yeah,
and that's like you said, like you were like they're not gonna get 1 second more of screen time. God damn it, not one motherfucking second.
Not one at a second. Like very, 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 very small. There's probably a lot more berries, but I'm not a scientist. And I probably even said the term wrong.
Are we gonna do this? We're gonna do this. Okay. How you spell it? ATTA?
Or ATTO or something like that. Add a second.
ATTO. All right, add a second. Oh shit. Okay. Atto is a scientific notation prefix that represents 10 to the negative 18th power, which is a decimal point followed by 17 zeros and a 1. So a flash of light lasting an attosecond is extremely short pulse of light. So yeah, basically Warner Brothers was like, yo, I think I saw Mickey put his like finger. I think I saw Mickey poke his finger out and point in direction to go. Fuck is that?
Is that a pixel from Bugs' tail? Okay, better get that shit off the camera.
Fuck is we doing? Fuck is we doing?
I don't know. I mean, get him out of here. Get out of here. The whole movie's off. But we're 98% done. Movie's off. Unless you put another. You better put a pixel from Mickey in there right now.
You better pixel some shit, bitch. The fuck?
Or erase that. Get in there. Delete that frame.
Could you? I'm laughing because I'm like, could you imagine motherfucking Walt Disney and fucking Friz Freeling and shit with they fucking racist white man as is fucking in this bitch fucking getting the hood and shit. Like, what the fuck you doing, dog? Hey, nah, bro. This Disney on everything. Fuck you mean, man. Like Disney's motherfucker. Fuck you mean, bro.
Shit, hey, you gotta be messed up on God, dog.
Hey, on God, man. Like no cap up in this bitch. Like real shit, bro. Like, yo, I got my heat out this motherfucker. I'm pulling out air this bitch the fuck out. If you don't fucking get another pixel fucking Mickey up in this bitch. Act like Mickey don't be getting bitches. I can't even finish this shit. I can't even finish this shit.
I ain't no racist shit. Back, put 5 more seconds of Bugs in that shit. Fuck them niggas over there. Put 5 more seconds of Bugs.
Mel Blanc was like, you know what the fuck to do.
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
I'm like, what's up, doctor? Oh man, he said you better put 5 more seconds, and then Disney came up in that motherfucker with all heaters, 20 deep. The fuck is we doing? Oh shit, that's why I'm laughing because Disney was racist as fuck.
Yeah. So
Of course he
title.
was. If you want to talk about it, let's talk about it.
It had happened. It was, AEW got flexed to Tuesday because MLB postseason. And WWE's like, that's NXT's night, so we're gonna just throw everybody at it. We're gonna throw John Cena, Cody Rhodes, the goddamn Undertaker.
Did he really show up? I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
He really did. Holy shit.
The goddamn Undertaker. Something else with that. Paul Heyman showed up on the show. They just
Taker retired and came back just for this. They threw a bag of money at the Undertaker so hard and came back after a retirement just on NXT.
According to my roommate, he got a new T-shirt too. It was like arrive, choke slam, or arrive something, choke slam, leave, rest in peace. Something like that.
I gotta see that because arrive, raise hell, leave was Austin.
Yeah, so but I mean, yeah,
I'm not mad. I'm just saying it's funny.
But it's just Taker's hilarious. I like retired Undertaker. He just goes around being awesome now, just showing up places and is like, "Hey, the Undertaker was here. What happened? What'd he do? He was cool as fuck." Oh, okay.
And he got a touring show that came here. Fucking, I missed it. At the pageant, local like the local performance venue shit. One dead man like show or whatever the fuck it shit. It was one man show, but it's one like dead man
show.
And he's like in there, and they lock your cell phone up, so because they want you to just experience the moment as is. But they lock your phone up. And he's in there like sharing stories and all kind of shit like that. And that was in August. I missed it. I should have gone to it, but yeah, I missed it. But like you said, he's just going everywhere and just being cool as fuck. Do you understand how storied and amazing your career is and how eventful your fucking life is? That you can just make money by going around and say, I'm gonna tell stories? What stories? I don't know. You want to hear them though, don't you? Yeah, you're right.
I do. It's the goddamn Undertaker.
Like, you understand how fucking crazy that is, man? This man wrestled 30 years.
And that's just WWE, I think.
Yeah, because he was fucking Mean Mark Callis and some other like
Big Red or Texas Red.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mean Red, fucking with Teddy Long back in the day. And then later, Teddy Long becomes the guy that just calls out the Undertaker every week. Long-term storytelling at its finest.
I told you, shout out to Big Bro. Me and Ibn met Teddy Long. We went to.
I got to meet him too.
Yeah, that's right. You said you did. Yeah. Man was cooler than the other side of the pillow. I swear he was. And again, that's somebody else who grinded like a mug to go from fucking being just a fucking random who cares ref to being the voice of SmackDown at one point. The face and the voice of SmackDown.
Let me tell you something, player.
You know what's the yeah, the dance. Let me holler at you, player. I love when people get over in wrestling and they 100%, like, they're not just themselves, they bring their culture to it too. Like when Naomi was going through and it was all black female shit where she was like, I'm gonna snatch you bald. I'm like, that is a black woman. I ain't never heard nobody but a black woman say, I bid you snatched, I'm gonna snatch you bald. I said, yes, thank you. That's some black shit. Oh man. But no, going back to what you were saying. No, I was talking to Ibn and I was saying that it's funny because when AEW had to go to Tuesday And so WWE did what they did. And I said, when in the fuck in any portion of his career did John Cena ever need to go to NXT? Like, okay, Cody Rhodes before he like came back. Okay, maybe. Okay, cool. When in the mother flying ass crackety fuck did John Cena need to go to NXT? And like you said, the fucking Undertaker. But what is so funny, because I was talking to Ibn about this shit on the phone. I said, what's so funny, what a time to be a wrestling fan, because you got both companies going at it. But it's so funny because it's almost like the Monday Night War back in the day, but WWE tries to pretend like AEW doesn't exist. It's like, bitch, you're doing this because of AEW. But they're like, oh, we just decided that NXT needed John Cena for a night. All of a sudden, they'll suck a fucking dick. Like, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, then at the same time, AEW been talking, they smacked this whole time too about how much better they are. So it's like, you know what? You're gonna be on the same night. Like, just to devil's advocate, it's like, you're gonna be on the same night? Okay, you guys think y'all really a threat to us because y'all can be on here's what we got. You put your best thing up and we'll just have these guys show up and see what happens. We'll just have Undertaker show up. We have that luxury. You want to come at the Kings, you guys? You want to have a lot of references in your promos and everything about how much you guys are secretly better than us? Okay. That's not to mention the blatant, declaration of war by a guy that now works for WWE by like destroying the effigies of
backwards. But hey, live your life.
Huh?
Oh, my bad. I talked over you. I said, which live your life, but on paper, that seems so backwards.
But destroying effigies of Triple H, and now he's working for the man and at his bidding to go fight him on Tuesday. It's like, hey, Cody, we can't counter program AEW, huh? Guess what you get to do Tuesday?
Lead the charge, motherfucker.
Better get some more adrenaline in that soul of yours.
But like I said, the funny thing is, it's not that AEW hasn't declared war and said fuck you. It's that WWE pretends like AEW doesn't exist. That's what's so funny. AEW has media scrums. We want to have a press conference. Like, they're just like, we just decided.
The simultaneous weekends for like pay-per-views and stuff, like, oh, they're doing something at Wembley Stadium this weekend. Well, we happen to have a pay-per-view same weekend as well. Just fuck it. We just thought about doing that. Oops. Yeah, it is weird that they're playing it like that. Why do you keep getting quiet?
Do I really?
Yeah. Say what you just said again.
Oh, when you were talking and you said we just happened to I said, oh, was that the same night? How'd that happen?
Yo ho ho.
But you were saying it is weird that they're trying to play it like they don't exist.
It is a weird thing, but I guess in their mind they consider it a flex to be like, we don't even have to actively act like, we don't have to acknowledge you, but still just beat you without even acknowledging you exist. In fact, you should acknowledge us. And I think our main poster guy just keeps yelling to acknowledge it every week, and that's all he did for the last 3 years. And he's one of the most over people in the world just because he's in the face of WWE. And all he does is keep saying, I'm the champ, acknowledge me. And he's still on top? Yep. Meanwhile, that's pretty much what WWE's doing to AEW. They're not saying AEW matters. They're just saying, we're the best. But what about all that other stuff? We're still WWE.
It's an old saying that some people have said before, and this is probably what WWE feels like. A dog barking at the moon is nothing, but when the moon barks back, so basically AEW making all this fuss about acknowledging them and saying all that shit, but they ain't got to say shit about y'all. So
Except for like every once in a while where they just want to get a reaction out of the crowd, like Sami Zayn with the electric chair thing, where he was trying to get actual questions from people in the crowd every week, and they were asking some BS questions.
they were asking some like, who cares shit.
Yeah. He's like, you could have asked me about AEW. You didn't even think about that. Like, oh, Jesus.
But I mean, there's only like a handful of times that motherfuckers like even
Oh, yeah.
AEW because it was that. The only time they ever really said something about AEW was when it was clearly unscripted, answering questions.
I wonder what they've been saying about. Oh, go ahead. Answering questions.
Answering questions that was unscripted, or like that one time when Edge, when they said on AEW, CM Punk said that MJF was like a second-rate Miz or something like that. So then Edge said, "You got people on other shows mentioning your name just to get a reaction."
Yeah. Yeah, they'll do it like that, and they'll say something like, on that other show, or someone. I wonder what they're going to be saying about Jade Cargill, though.
That's very interesting.
Because she's an AEW original, as far as I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As far as like mainstream, like a mainstream show that she like was homegrown on, fuck yeah. Jump ship. And I mean, shit, more power to her. But that is a good question because well, like I say, with Booker T, with Jeff Hardy, just to name a few, when them motherfuckers left, went to TNA, then came back, they act like they just like left the company and then just didn't do shit for 5 years. They just sat around for 5 years.
To be fair, they have been acknowledging people's accomplishments while away now. Because they don't mention AEW, but they mention that, and because Cody comes out and says, I went out, I won the titles and stuff, I proved I could do so, except be world champion, because my dad, I need to finish that story. But they do try to be like, oh, this person was a champion around the world, they did so. They may not mention the companies, but they will mention that they did stuff while they were gone. Like Drew, they mentioned that Drew fucking because they want to work it into their coming back to make you care about the fact that they're back. They're like, this person left as a jobber, but now
came back on some like tough shit. Yeah, it makes you a big deal to say that Drew McIntyre, like you said, left on some, scrawny who cares shit and then came back, on his big buff tough dude shit. And while he was away, was fucking putting in work in the gym and kicking ass and taking names. It did. As opposed to just saying he went away, got big and came back, which is a big feat in itself. To go away, get big, and come back tougher.
And that would be the Jinder Mahal approach.
But to go away, get big, come back tougher, and while you were away, whoop some fucking ass and forge a trail. That makes you feel like, oh shit. Like Brock Lesnar is a much bigger deal than he ever would be when this motherfucker, you say, oh, he went to UFC and fucking is a champion over there too, god damn it. Like that makes it, oh shit.
Pretty sure it was Randy Couture who he like beat the shit out of too, and that was a name in fighting. Yeah, no, Brock secured his character status by showing in real life he's also terrifying. He made sure that if he ever came back, which he inevitably did, he would still just be triple S tier status for the rest of his fucking career. Because he's terrifying.
It's not just it's not just predetermined, I'm not just good when the outcome is predetermined.
Except it is predetermined, because I'm Brock Lesnar and I'm gonna kill you.
What do you say in fucking Rocky? He's like, the Clubber Lane, what's your prediction for the match? Pain.
Pretty much. Pain.
Oh man, shout out to Mr. T, man.
Oh yeah.
That's a motherfucker right there. Mr. T that's somebody where it's like, yo, you know what? Mr. T is a good actor. It's like, you a good actor, but You basically made a career playing the same fucking gimmick your whole career.
Yep.
More power to you. Get your money.
Yeah,
Who else? Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I have a lot of respect for people who can do that and are fine with it, because I think that takes just as much talent to keep that up, the consistency, and keep people wanting to see that character. That takes just as much talent as doing like 80 characters and seeing it there is like, well, not just as much, but you get my point. Takes a lot of dedication and stuff, especially if you, because you have to go through different ways and stuff. It's kind of like the pro wrestler things and the people who's been around the longest and how they have to adapt their characters. Like Chris Jericho or Chris Irving or whatever his real name is, has been Chris Jericho for the last 40 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm. He's the king of reinvention.
Yeah, yeah. He just his character has gone through so many different waves, and just with the times, it's still Chris Jericho. He may be throwing magic fireballs at you right now, claiming he's a wizard, or holding up a giant clipboard, claiming you're on the list or some shit. What's the list mean? Who fucking knows? You're on it. Until he's on it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Now he's the pain maker, and then he's the Ayatollah, and then he's like, you know, the champagne, whatever. He's got so many freaking titles.
So now I think.
No, he's not the pain maker anymore. But I was just saying.
He's the Ocho.
Oh yeah, the Ocho.
Yeah, because he said within all the companies that he's been in, he's won 8, like major titles in all of them. So he's the Ocho. Yeah. I think that's like his current shit.
That sounds like some Chris Jericho shit. No, I've heard the Ocho.
But I'm saying I don't think he's done anything after that's like a big thing.
Yeah, he even had a thing where he was the sports entertainer.
The coolest shit ever. Go to a company where they want real wrestling and they hate that term sports entertainer, and they like sports entertainer. The other company personifies, exemplifies the term sports entertainer, and say that shit. Oh yeah, they're gonna fucking hate you.
It was the only way you could really get them to boo him for a while.
Because he was too loved as Jericho, right? They respected him too much, right?
Mm-hmm. And they didn't boo him for long because he's Jericho.
What was I gonna say? That would be like as like a fucking Apple going into an orange convention and being like Apple's rule. That was a terrible example. I tried. I'm sorry. I tried. I'm sorry. I apologize. That sucks.
What was it? That whole scenario you did just reminded me of the Family Guy's sketch where it was like the alligator pep rally. Yeah, here's doing so-and-so. Woo! Here's doing so-and-so. Woo! And then like a crocodile was like, and here's so-and-so because it's good to get out of the water sometimes. What a crock. And that's how we get the term. That skit is what your thing just reminded me of, just like alligators rule.
What's the name? Yeah, that's right. Because crocodiles can get out the water. Alligators got to stay in the water.
No, something along those lines. I don't remember. It was
okay.
Oh, it was old Family Guy. I haven't watched Family Guy in like a year, and before that, I hadn't watched it in a year.
I haven't watched the fucking Simpsons in a fucking like long time too.
Gotcha. Yeah, I watch Family Guy and/or American Dad with my sister whenever we see each other. Kind of like a family bonding thing.
I forget American Dad still exists.
Oh yeah. Good morning, USA.
Yeah, for it's gonna be a wonderful day.
Sun in the sky has a smile on his face, and he's shining a salute to the American race.
That was so that when it finally found its footing, it like really became a good show. Because you remember at first,
oh yeah, it took a minute.
It was basically just Family Guy with a different coat of paint. It was just a different skin of Family Guy. Like they tried to make Stan like Peter and all that shit. But then they found like his own identity, and there you go. Because when they had the Cleveland show for a minute, they tried to make it like Black Family Guy. It was like the same shit. They had like the shows found their own identity. Here we go.
The theme song, I can understand why it was catchy, but I didn't like the show.
The show wasn't that good.
So I ended up hating the theme song because it just meant the show was coming on. Like, I'm like, this
song and hating the show to hating the theme song because it meant that you would have to see a show that you hated.
Pretty much. It was one of those things that's like, oh, hell no, I'm not. It's like, change the channel now. My name is Cleveland.
I am proud to be right back in my hometown with my new family.
There's old friends and new friends, even a bear. Yeah, why? Why is there a bear? Because there has to be a talking animal? Yes.
Right. Like they just threw a talking bear in there just because they wanted to be like, hey, look, there's a talking bear.
Yeah, Family Guy formula.
That, like Family Guy, American Dad, and the Cleveland Show all had some animal that was very intelligent and could talk.
Mm-hmm. As well as the wacky character that's like sadistic compared to everybody else. Like you had Stewie, Roger, and the fucking Rollo or whatever his name was.
Oh, that was the boy with the big fro.
The black baby character. The black Stewie replacement. It's just in American Dad they made it an alien instead of a baby.
Right, and then they had they had a boy and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a son and a daughter, and then of course he had a wife, and but the son in some capacity, none of them were as dumb as Chris, but in some capacity his son was like stupid.
Uh-huh.
Steve is the one who probably is like the least amount of just straight up like idiot, but Steve was still stupid because he would do stupid ass shit.
Yeah, Steve was more socially stupid because nerd. But he couldn't be literally stupid because he was a nerd. So they made him more socially stupid. And yeah.
The big Cleveland Brown, I forget his name.
Cleveland Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, they decided to make him fat for the show. Because he used to be extra heavy. I'm Tiger Woods. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like he was always super hyperactive. But I think the thing was like they did a joke where they gave him like Ritalin or something to slow him down because he had ADHD. And since then he just kind of, and then he got bigger and stuff because he was on like those kind of Adderall things. I think that's what someone told me, or that might have been a theory, because there was a thing about them there was a one-off, like the little cutaway of them giving him that, but he also wasn't hyperactive Cleveland Jr. after that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a formula to Seth MacFarlane shows.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was gonna say, like, I was just glad that when his shows found their own identity and they weren't Family Guy just with a different skin.
Mm-hmm.
But to an extent, we got the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool.
Everybody in the car. Come on, let's ride.
To the
liquor store around the corner. The boy said he wants some gin and juice, but I really don't want that.
Sandy Brain said to the kids at WB Slow Jam.
He did that, didn't he?
Not the original.
That's right. That dude. There's a channel on Twitch called Todd in the Shadows.
I love Todd.
Yeah, he's got a one-hit wonderland on Mambo Number 5.
Actually, I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For whatever reason you randomly mute out, so that's why.
No, because his real name, his stage name is Lou Bega, but his real name is like somebody Lou Bega or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like his name, it's like Lou Bega together, and then
Yeah, he's German or something like that.
Not actually like fucking South American, right? But yeah, he wrote that shit to the wheels fall off. Which I mean, any good one hit wonder, when you realize that's where your career's going, I ain't mad.
Mm-hmm.
Money. But my brain, when you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody in the car, come on, right? I thought to the Kids WB Slow Jam, 3 all new episodes of Pokemon.
A little bit of Ricky in my life.
Right. That was really him. He really recorded that shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't something recorded to fake it out. Like, no, he really recorded some new shit.
Which I also respect. It's like, you know what? You can use my song as much as you want, but it's gotta be me. You got the right, but I gotta be doing it. But I'm fine being in there. You know, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, charge extra. The charge extra is putting me in there.
But what? Now that's an example of a real person and cartoons together that was getting off joke.
And the trumpet. So he says he talks about the trumpet a lot in that song.
A lot, not just like once or twice.
Yeah.
Look at your face. You look so serious. Like yes.
Yeah, a few times he's like, and the trumpet, and then like near the climax of the song, it's like, trumpet, the trumpet. Like he is about the trumpet in that song, almost as much as he's about all the women he slept with.
Man, that man, he was fucking all kinds of whoever's. Like, god damn.
Yeah,
like,
Monica, Erica, Rita, Tina, Sandra, Mary, Jessica, you. A little bit of you makes me your man. Ah! I just went through all the names in the chorus.
And if you really think about it, even though that is, a family song, that's not a family song.
Mm-mm.
About a man having a million one night stands with all kind of like women and just, having, having, all whatever sex and then, moving on to the next one.
Yeah, I forgot about Angela, Pamela, Cassandra.
Let's see if we can find this out.
I like Angela, Pamela, Cassandra, and Rita. And as I continue, they're getting sweeter. And thank you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. All good, son. And the trumpet, a little bit of Monica.
Listing names of women. The names included were Angela, Pamela, Sandra, Rita, Monica, Erica, Tina. Sorry, said Sandra, Mary, and Jessica. That's funny. I think you said every name too, by the way, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know the chorus. So I said the chorus, and then I said the 3 names from the first verse that I didn't mention in the chorus.
That's funny. And then also too, if you look at the video, granted it was early 2000 shit, and it was tame enough for what it was, but the women wearing some skimpy ass fucking like dresses and shit. That video, man, like there wasn't no family shit, man.
It's as family as the J-Lo Shakira's halftime Super Bowl show.
Oh, what you mean, like Shakira known for like hips
and J-Lo?
Well, and shaking ass, and then J-Lo known for having booty, so they went up there and fucking shook all types of ass.
It was a really good halftime show.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
What'd you like about it?
The songs.
Oh, okay. So you would have enjoyed the halftime show just as much if you watched it, just heard the sound. Didn't watch the recording.
Yeah.
Didn't watch the video, just the audio.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say that you liked it because it was beautiful women shaking booty, but
Look, I don't need, I don't need to see them with all their glitz and glamour. I don't need to be fooled by the rocks that they got. I know it's Jenny from the block. Okay. She used to have a little. Now she has a lot.
It wasn't just Jenny.
I know, there was Shakira too. Her hips don't lie. Did you know that? Neither do her words.
And me, and her voice like doing that warp. I saw her on a YouTube clip sometime earlier this year doing like a little dance or whatever with Jimmy Fallon or some shit. And I said, this woman, it's been at least 15 years since she was in the limelight like she used to be. That motherfucker damn near looks the exact same.
Yep.
That shit is crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Motherfuckers in Hollywood drinking stem cells and shit. I'm joking.
He knows. He's on to you, Hollywood.
Shout out to J. Cole. She knows. You're not gonna get that.
Jermaine Cole.
You're not gonna get that. Yeah.
It's not Jermaine, is it?
It is Jermaine.
Okay. Jermaine Cole. Yeah.
That's a RDC reference. I know. I got you.
Yeah. I know you know.
What? What the fuck did you say?
I just said I know you know. And then you're like, what? I'm like, we're good. And then that reminded me of like right before we went live with the.
Yeah. If you were to add up all the inside jokes that you probably got with people, yo ass. Oh shit.
I like inside jokes.
Me and you and Ibn don't necessarily have a whole lot of inside jokes, though, do we? Like a lot. We got like a few, but I'm like, do we have that many? Not that we have them, but
we've had them over the years. We might have a few that we still remember now in our, adult lives. We may have like cherry picked the best to remember, but we've had a lot over the years.
Cherry picked the best is fucking hilarious. Oh yeah. And I don't mean like references and shit, but I mean like inside joke type, like this is like a joke. Now there's like I'm just gonna say like no, like
rush hour traffic, boom,
bam. That's one.
Okay, like that's about as inside as it gets.
Nobody's gonna understand what the fuck that means.
I don't understand what the fuck it means. I just know it's funny because it's an inside joke with us. Like. And that's part of why it was funny, because it was just random as fuck. But it's a you had to be there type thing.
Facts. Or like when I was in high school with me, Ibn, and one of my good friends in high school hanging out, and we said some dude that we were looking at online was dirty, and Ibn said, "Yeah, man." No, not the dude it wasn't the dude was dirty. What the fuck was it? It wasn't the dude was dirty. Some shit was dirty. And then Ibn was like, yeah, that was dirtier than 30. And that's an inside joke that is hilarious now because what in the fuck? But that's one of those, Ibn said it. What does it mean? Well, you don't know. I didn't know what it meant at the time either, but you had to be there. Me and my friend was like, the fuck?
I had quite a few with the, with my cast of characters that I hung with in high school.
The word that doesn't rhyme with anything, Cass?
Yeah. The homies. Niz and Larry and Bob and them.
Having because all these aliens
and Tom Cruise. Had a lot, and that ended up being like just the names that I'm using for them is in and of itself kind of like inside references. Like when I talk about these people and I'm like coming up with other things, but especially in high school, we had all kinds of inside jokes and stuff that everyone else is like, you know what? They're happy. We don't know what happened, but they're laughing, so we're laughing.
Because me and Ibn got a lot of inside jokes. Just as brothers coming up and living in the same house and always hanging out together and shit. We got a lot of motherfucking inside jokes. Like shit that's like fucking stupider than stupid. Mm-hmm. So you got inside jokes with your sisters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a lot. But yeah.
That's the end of that.
Like I can't, like we have them, or we have a lot of like bonding things and bonding memories and inside jokes. Maybe not a ton of inside jokes because while I'm close to my sisters, there was always our ages were spaced just well enough apart to where we could have things in common, but also there was that age gap of, oh, that's big sis, that's little bro. You know, so while we have some stuff, it's more rather than it, we have a few inside jokes because who doesn't have inside jokes with people they've known for a long time, but we have more memories that, you know, we can joke about.
I remember one time, like, you want to talk about a memory with like the three of us, me, you, Ibn. I remember one time one of your sisters, we had to like, we was over your house.
Mm-hmm.
We had to, like, help wash the dishes, put dishes away, go do something or whatever. And we were like pretty young. And I remember like it was some hot water in the sink. And we were like slowly, she wanted us to like do something. And we was, instead of her doing it, we were sitting there slowly watching like an ice cube melt in the hot water. And she was like, yeah, y'all need to go do so-and-so. He's like, yeah, we go do it in a second. And we would just stand there in the sink watching it. And she just went over and just did like this to like hurry up and get the shit to smell like, get the fuck out of here. I remember that shit. Because we were standing there just like staring, just. It's like, do so-and-so. Okay, in a second.
Just staring at an ice cube melting.
Yeah, like, the fuck this shit out of here.
How easily entertained are we, man?
Especially being young boys. Well, speaking of stuff that hopefully will easily entertain you, if you would like to follow us in our respective socials and, you know, hopefully find Pete and iPatch, then you can go ahead and follow us on our respective socials anywhere you stream your music. Go ahead, look me up under the name Super Jazz. That's spelled SUPERJAZ. Like I said, any streaming music platform, look up my debut solo album I dropped back in 2021 called My Secret Identity. You may have to put in Super Jazz, my secret identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, go ahead and find me on Twitter, Twitter, under the name SuperJazz2, so that's SuperJazz number 2. And of course, go ahead and find and follow me on Instagram under the handle Forever Super Jazz, the word forever spelled correctly. And one last thing, I started a production company, and we put on and ended our inaugural production in June. So go ahead and find on Facebook and like Aquarian Rising Productions to stay up to date with all things that are going on with my production company, and that's Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can they find you?
Well, of course, you guys know you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on the channel Feo Grande. That is Feo Grande. I've got a couple shows I do on there. One we mentioned both of them on this one. First one being This Guy Hasn't Seen. I do it with a good friend of mine and good friend of the show, Bill Smith. We do stuff every week, every Tuesday. We talk about various movies. It's spooky month, like I was saying. We born in the spooky month. We ain't scared of shit. This week was Suicide Club. Next week is The Craft. Yeah.
That was interesting.
It's a movie about witchcraft. Cause spooky stuff. Anyway.
That light if there's a board. Is that? Oh,
yeah, light as a feather, stiff as a board. That's in there. Anyway, we also got a show every week, every Saturday called You Don't Watch Sports, where we talk about sports for people who don't watch sports. Because, you know, why not? Sometimes you may want to have a conversation piece with somebody, you know? So you hear people talking about stuff, they're like, ooh, NFL, blah, 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 blah. And then you don't know what you're talking about. You can't contribute to the conversation, so you just kind of sit there like, I don't know nothing. But we give you a couple things where you can initiate. Like, oh, I heard about the fact that the Cowboys, they need to beat the 49ers or they gonna look stupid. Ha ha, guess what? They didn't beat the 49ers and they look stupid. Okay? Go check out the show. It's fun. We, like I said, every week, every Saturday. I also have a Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say about that.
Word. Well,
I got something in my eye.
Well, whether it be about this ongoing thing with me and Bill, whether it be about This Guy Has a Scene, whether it be about You Don't Watch Sports, whether it be about Mr. T, whether it be about the back and forth between AEW, WWE, and NXT in brackets, whether it be about inside jokes and memories with siblings and friends and the whatnot. I speed this up so we can end it so you can get a shot your eye. What we gonna talk about next though?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody. Seriously, for real.
Adios.